Buying a home almost always is the biggest dream for a family, but this experience in India is not always a pleasant one. In the absence of a regulator, there are several issues which crop up, and we get almost 100 questions a month picking up some of these problems. This space is dedicated to finding solutions to those. What can you do without losing your property or actually giving away the gains that you may have made in buying a property a couple of years ago, which has already run up quite a bit? Samarjit Singh, MD India Homes, with us here in the Delhi studio, and Siddharth Yadav, advocate, to take us through those unique questions and answers to those. Gentlemen, thanks very much for joining in. Arunesh Shukla is joining us on the phone. Let's hear out what he has to say and if that applies to you as well in dealing with property. Arunesh, go ahead. How can we help you?
Hi, thanks for taking my question. Actually, I had booked a flat with BPTP Terra in Sector 37D in Gurgaon. I booked this flat at a pre-launch state and paid 7.5 lakhs as the booking amount. And later I discovered that it is not taking off on time and there has been no progress at all at the project site. Now when I went to the builder and wanted my booking amount back, he said that I have signed a contract which says that there is a fine print clause and which allows the builder to forfeit the entire amount. Now I feel very helpless and cheated. Is there a legal recourse that I can have?
Okay, you've signed on an agreement which has a fine print where the developer says entire booking amount can be forfeited. You know, that's again brings us back to that basic thing. People don't get their documents examined. If you don't have the time, you need to go to professional advisors to get it done. Samar.
Aisha, the first issue here is that you have to be very careful about what you sign, because we've had lots of customer issues around having signed something in good faith and realizing then there was no good faith on the reciprocal side from the developer. So I think we come back to the issue of check your documents and look at a worst case scenario before you sign. But in this particular case, you will find that I think the developer is probably facing a rush of people to cancel because of the delays, and therefore they are invoking this clause. There are also many cases in which case a project is doing well, there are many buyers, the construction is on course, and then developers are happy to refund the amount if you wish to cancel, because they can then sell the project at a higher price to the next customer. Now I think what you'll find is if you hold on for a while and don't cancel right away, wait till the issues get resolved and the builder starts the construction on the project, and there is more buyer interest in the project and the markets get a more positive sentiment, you will find that the builder will be more amenable to refunding your amount as a way to cleanly exit. Otherwise it will go into dispute and legality and long court cases. So I think if you are clever and you bide your time and wait till the project comes into vogue because it is being built and construction is going on, you will find that the developer will have a different attitude. Currently he is probably besieged by people looking to cancel, and therefore he is looking to dissuade you to cancel by not offering to refund any of the money you have paid.
What do you think? I mean, the developer here is a decent developer, has done a lot of work in Faridabad BPTB. So clearly he seems to have run into some roadblocks where even the work hasn't started.
Okay, so this is not an unusual case. It happens so many times that innocent investors get duped. Now, to put in more money, I think would be a case of putting good money behind bad money. I don't think that this developer or builder will refund this money to this Arunesh. Arunesh has to bite the bullet. He has to take the plunge. He should do things in my view. He says that the developer and the builder has not even started the project. Therefore, first thing, Arunesh, please prepare an application, make an RTI to the concerned authority. I think in your case would be, if it's in Haryana, as you say, it would be HUDA, Haryana Urban Development Authority. Right. You should make an RTI application, ask for the completion certificates, ask for the permissions which the builder has, the environmental clearances, whatever other necessary documents which are required to process for the builder, you should ask for those. After that, please go ahead and file a consumer complaint. There have been instances where the National Consumer Court at Delhi has awarded damages and refund of money. So you will not be an isolated case. You are certainly to succeed. Second aspect, what you say, that there is a fine print. Now, that aspect is now not the only, you are not the only case. It's happening very frequently. So what I would suggest is the Competition Commission, that has become very active. Wherever builders are duping people, innocent investors. See, Manisha, in India, we still have people who are first-time investors. We don't speculate property so largely. There would be an innocent investor who would just buy it for his own personal need and would be duped. So Competition Commission here is taking very proactive steps. They want to help such innocent investors. Therefore, we have such cases against DLF and other reputed builders which are being actively taken up. But in this case, Arunesh should write to the Competition Commission as a second option. I'm not saying this should be the only option, as a second option. Refund interest damages you will only get from the consumer court. That's the quickest, cheapest way for you to...
So, you know, it's a catch-22 situation, Samar property. Even though the developer hasn't even started work, even the digging, the property is appreciated, right? It's really a catch-22 situation that until unless, forget the refund, if he doesn't even get some amount of interest on that money, Arunesh has already lost out some.
So, which is why, Manisha, I was saying that you should look closely at trying to ensure that you only do it when you at least get all of this money back, which is likely to only to happen when the chances of the project coming through increase dramatically. While there is two paths, I agree, there is two ways to go. One is the adversarial path, where you look at the, getting a consumer complaint out and actually filing for refund of this money. The other option is to wait if you can get a clean exit, where the builder finds other buyers who are interested and therefore is happy to refund your money because, like you said, the prices have gone up. So he'll happily be able to sell it to another buyer, higher price, once the demand starts, when the construction starts. So he has to weigh these pros and cons and see which one is a better option for him.
You're right. Nobody should rush to court. But here the builder will insist for a second and a third installment. So Arunesh would be expected to shell out much more money. Right. He has just put in 7.5 lakhs. He would be expected, builders go up to 40% demand without even the first floor slab. Right. So here he would be expected to shell out a few more lakhs, plenty more lakhs.
So Arunesh, I think between the two gentlemen, this is what I will sum up, that one is that you go along with the developer, get all the paperwork out, file an RTI, find out if at least he's got all the clearances in terms of environmental clearances, the land title is clear, etc. And then find out why is the project getting delayed. If you think that the project is going to start very quickly and you don't want to just get your money back because it will be costlier for you to go out and buy another property, then stick around and hope that things will get resolved, otherwise go to a consumer court. The second option, if you don't want to stick around, then is of course to go to the consumer court.
Absolutely.
We would sum up in that way, because there are really no answers to a question like that, because you've got to weigh both ends. It's not easy for an individual investor or a buyer to take on a developer. It's time consuming, legal things are time consuming, but it's a very, very big lesson to everybody. Please read the fine print, because here I think, Siddharth, the fact that the fine print already says that, the entire amount will be forfeited, stacked against Arunesh.
That's where the Competition Commission comes in. You cannot take money from me and not develop the project and expect me to pay further installments. Right. That's where what is being now heavily come down upon. It's being dealt with very heavily, very severely. We see hundreds of crores of damages being imposed on builders. You see, Manisha, I've been saying this at various places, and I think time has come where we have a nodal lady. Everybody should not be required to run to court, cannot even afford to run to court. There should be a nodal agency within the department, an authority. A Huda, for example, should have a nodal officer where people like Arunesh can just file a simple complaint, put their papers, and that officer should look at it, call for a reply, and we've succeeded in the RTI. We've found that it's worked very well. If Arunesh is satisfied with the outcome, well and good. If not, there should be an appellate authority.
Right.
Within that department. If that works successfully, if even suppose that does not give a satisfactory answer, then go to court. But you will find that 70 to 80% of the problems will be sorted out within the department.
Fair enough. Well, we've been lobbying for a real estate regulator for the longest time, a nodal area, at least in the authorities which are monitoring real estate development within a micro market, should be a start right away. That doesn't need a cabinet clearance, does it? Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining in. Please keep writing in with your questions. It also gives us a very good perspective on what's really happening out there in the market. What are those nuances? What are those little things that are getting missed out by buyers or actually getting unlawfully enforced by the developer, which you shouldn't be putting up with. We'll be back next week. Smart Advice is what you're watching.